5 weeks ago, a security guard who smelt like cheap chips and poor life choices marched me out of the building I built with my own hands. I sat in my quiet apartment, staring at the ceiling, wondering how my entire life had slipped through my fingers. It all felt like a fever dream. But the truth was that this nightmare actually started 9 years ago, over a broken microwave and a cold plate of noodles. Back then, I was living in a tiny studio with cracked walls, loud neighbors, and a laptop that sounded like it was taking its final breath. I was nursing a terrible headache at midnight, frantically fixing code for a crude sentiment analysis till I had designed from scratch. I had no money, no fancy team, and no luxury. But that crude algorithm actually worked. That late-night breakthrough eventually saved a massive corporation from a billion-dollar public relations disaster. Within 18 months, my cramped apartment was overflowing with passionate developers, overflowing trash cans, and stacks of instant soup packets. We were working endless hours, fueled purely by caffeine and the thrilling belief that we were changing the tech industry forever. Eventually, our sudden online popularity caught the attention of a mid-sized firm looking to expand. They offered us shiny new resources, promising to protect my original vision while scaling our operations to the next level. I ended up selling the entire company for $1. It sounded like an insane move, but the agreement was structured with hidden legal clauses, valuable stock options, and long-term influence over our core product. Tucked deep inside that massive contract was a special buyback clause written by my trusted attorney, Julian. If the board ever terminated my employment without legal cause, I retained the absolute right to repurchase the entire company for that exact same dollar. At first, my transition into the chief strategy officer role went smoothly, while the new executives focused on corporate expansion. But the atmosphere slowly deteriorated once our ambitious new executive director Trevor arrived, alongside his brand coordinator Chloe. Trevor cared only about corporate spreadsheets, while Chloe spent her afternoons drinking expensive coffee and removing technical features that she claimed were too intimidating for casual customers. They slowly dragged our innovative engineering environment down into an endless nightmare of pointless marketing meetings. They replaced our primary development space with pastel walls, removed our legendary brainstorming whiteboard, and drastically slashed our research funds to hire a ridiculous foam mascot named Lucky. When I tried to defend our original analytics software, Trevor merely smirked and told me that my emotional attachment was blinding my business judgment. I spent my late nights reviewing my original contract by candlelight, verifying that Section 14C remained completely valid and legally binding. My lawyer confirmed that the buyout clause was fully intact and ready whenever I gave the signal. I kept a printed copy tucked safely inside my laptop bag, silently observing as management slowly pushed away our best engineers, alienated loyal enterprise clients, and systematically ruined our core product. The inevitable confrontation finally exploded during a major quarterly performance review inside a freezing conference room. Trevor cut off my technical presentation mid-sentence to reveal Chloe's redesigned interface, which had replaced our advanced data metrics with colorful cartoon emojis. When I voiced my absolute disbelief at this foolish change, Trevor informed the entire board that my old-fashioned founder mindset was actively holding the company back from reaching its true potential. I did not bother arguing with them in that moment, choosing instead to close my laptop and calmly leave the building. That same night, I instructed my lawyer to prepare all the necessary legal paperwork and trigger our recovery plan if they made a move. Trevor and Chloe spent the following 3 weeks icing me out of every major operational decision, quietly planning my official departure while attempting to present a false image of corporate harmony. A sympathetic junior developer named Arthur finally pulled me aside in the hallway to warn me that my name was on the upcoming layoff schedule. They wanted me gone before the next quarter to demonstrate complete independence to our primary financial investors. Instead of panicking, I sat down at my desk, pulled out my checkbook, and carefully wrote a single crisp check payable to the company for exactly $1. My official termination meeting was scheduled for a rainy Thursday afternoon, with 0 advance details provided on the calendar invite.
Trevor handed me a week's severance package, alongside a ridiculous draft for a public farewell post on social media. I signed their paperwork without saying a word, handed over my security badge, and allowed their guard to march me down to the street, where my journey had originally begun. The very next morning, my legal representative delivered our formal response package directly to their corporate headquarters via Priority Cert. The short letter simply stated that I was officially exercising my contractual right under Section 14C. With the signed check enclosed, their senior legal counsel immediately realized the terrifying reality of the situation, discovering that the corporate merger was never fully finalized, leaving my original entity alive and fully enforceable. Panic spread rapidly through the executive suite as word leaked that I was actively reclaiming control of the primary software assets. Major corporate clients began canceling their multi-million-dollar service contracts, openly announcing that they would follow my new independent venture instead. Julian and I quickly secured a brand new office space just 2 blocks away. Completely equipped with high-speed internet and ready for immediate operations, the desperate board held an emergency weekend conference where they furiously confronted Trevor and Chloe over their reckless incompetence. They realized too late that by firing me without cause, they had accidentally handed back the entire engine of the enterprise for a single dollar bill. Our old engineering team happily walked out on the spot, packing up their equipment and heading straight over to join my new headquarters across the street. I walked past our former building the following Monday morning, feeling entirely peaceful as I watched their executives scramble in utter chaos through the glass windows. They thought they were casually discarding an outdated founder, completely blind to the fact that I held the ultimate key to the entire castle. True success is not about corporate titles or inflated egos, but about knowing your true worth and keeping the blueprint to what you built.